what is paid media. So these are the kind of different platforms that we have for paid media. So the ones that we use the most are sort of LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, some Google ads, and Instagram ads. But there are different sort of platforms that we can use. So basically, paid media is external marketing efforts with a paid placement. And these are the kind of different ones that you can advertise on and obviously pay for it. Okay, so just a couple of things to know. Paid media marketing is the practice of increasing the traffic to a landing page with a desire of fulfilling the campaign objective. So some campaigns might have the objective of impressions, some might be leads, so it can really vary. Paid short social uses audience targeting, which kind of goes in with your persona work that you do, while PPC does keyword targeting. So it's a little bit different. It's a short-term solution, but it can be developed into a long-term strategy, which I'll talk a little bit more about that. And the machine learning algorithms and optimizations are key to successful paid strategy. So for a lot of the time, your optimizations really are key to creating a successful campaign. So the importance of paid media then. So this little graphic on the right is taken from HubSpot and it shows where website traffic comes from. So HubSpot had 22% of the traffic come from direct, but when we sort of added the display ads and the paid search, that was 21%, which meant it's like the second highest traffic driver to any website. So it's something that is quite really important. So with our clients that we have at the minute, using paid is probably the quickest way to stabilize an account, especially as we do long-term methods such as SEO. People who use paid, they can see the value much quicker, and it's so much easier for them to see the results of our marketing. Paid media on its own is probably not an add-on to any marketing strategy, and it should be integrated. So how does paid work with other marketing methods? So this little graph here kind of shows exactly what the two methods are. So we have a short term and then a long term. So the long term growth is through SEO, and it's sort of a gradual growth. Whereas with paid, it's sort of it can be a short term, but integrate into long term, but it does get the peaks and troughs and the sales uplifts in the short term. So it's something that stabilizes clients, and it is a strategy that will dominate within the first 6 months, whilst the other ones sort of build gradually. And it is something that can be integrated within the sort of wider marketing strategy. So paid social, why organic media isn't enough anymore. So just a few things to know. Obviously, I would say a lot of the people here know about social media or use social media. So we know Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, etc. are some of the main social media platforms, and a lot of people do use those platforms. The average person spends about 2 hours and 24 minutes on social media every day. And within the last 10 years, it's become an essential tool used by marketers to reach and engage with potential and existing customers. So obviously this is done through organic methods and also paid methods. So why should you pay for paid media? So while you can kind of get your content out using organic social media, stats show that only 10% of organic posts are actually seen by the followers. So if there's a page with 1 million likes, this averages about a 2.27% organic engagement, which is pretty poor. With paid social, you're able to target specific audiences, calculate ROIs and KPIs, just because you know exactly how much you've spent on your advertising, and then follow the consumers through each stage of the funnel. So the main thing with paid media is that businesses that don't utilize paid media risk falling behind competing brands. So investing in paid ads will cast a wider net to increase customer reach, resulting in a greater chance of more engagement and conversions. So here is the funnel. It's a little bit different to the flywheel because this is the paid media funnel. And this basically is the different stages that people go through before they make a purchase or submit a lead form. So there are the awareness stage all the way through to the purchase stage. Now, what paid media allows you to do is to hit people at different stages of that funnel using different methods. So anyone who is trying to get their brand out there would probably use display ads to get them into the awareness stage. Anyone who is interested in a product or considering something, maybe use Google ads, which kind of show that they're typing for those sort of things, and that's a keyword strategy. Anyone who has consideration or intent, maybe LinkedIn conversational ads, because sometimes people are willing to give their information away for something, which is some of the ads that we do. And then anyone who is in the evaluation or purchase stage would be remarketing ads. So people that know your brand, people that are aware of what you do, they are in that stage. So if you then remarket out to them, you're then making them come back and do a conversion, whatever that may be to you. So basically, this is a paid media funnel, and whilst organic traffic is good, the paid media funnel, with paid media, you're able to target people at different stages and combine that within the wider strategy. So where would you start for paid social? So each social media platform is best used in different ways. So some of the questions that you should ask before you start wanting to do a paid media strategy is, who's my perfect customer? What's my budget? And what type of content am I sharing? So although Facebook is the largest network, Instagram engagement rates 70% higher than Facebook and 669% higher than Twitter. So we haven't done any Twitter ads for Six and Flow. They're not something that I think is the best platform to use. So when you kind of ask these questions, this is when the persona work and the strategy work and the ICP work kind of come into play. So when we sort of integrate that with the paid media strategy, that's when it is quite successful. So we can use our personas to really elevate our paid media marketing efforts also. And then this little GIF here is showing us the kind of difference between personas and target audience. So with personas, obviously it's specific definition. They have a name because they're a character. They're the ideal client. It goes into detail, whereas the target audience is just quite broad, and it's just doesn't really tell you about the habits, what they like, and it might be people that don't actually want your product, and it's not specific. So this is where sort of the content stuff and paid media kind of overlap and come into play. Okay. Oh. So some of the takeaways from this. So as I said before, paid is probably the quickest way to stabilize an account, as clients can see the value much quicker. With paid social, you're able to target specific audiences. You're able to target specific personas, calculate ROI and KPIs, and you can follow consumers through each stage of the funnel, which I showed earlier, all while staying within your budget. So obviously, once you've decided your budget, you can stay within that budget. So yeah, paid media stabilizes clients, and it can be used at any stage of the funnel, and a good strategy takes different stages into consideration. So if you are fairly new, you want to get your brand out there, so you do some brand awareness ads somewhere in the middle, and then remarket back to those kinds of people. So just making sure that you take every step of the funnel into your strategy. So paid can accelerate and elevate all marketing efforts with clear, concise targeting. Whilst it can take a while to get it right with continuous optimization, it's a powerful way to reach your audience. HubSpot Ads tool